Uh-oh, we got me going live. And I'm over here on the this side now, not in the middle like over here like I usually am. Because I was going to drive, but I decided not to because I didn't know how well the internet or the whatever will catch on. I didn't want it to go in and out like it's probably going to do now. So by the way, if you're leaving a comment, I can't see it. I'm pretty sure I can't see it again because of the connection. So they're going to go in and out. So I'm just going to spit. I'm going to freestyle. Okay, I'm going to do my thing. I'm going to get my Wendy's sponsorship. Hold on. There you guys see that? Look at that Wendy's sponsorship. Help me out, guys. Come on, Wendy's. Give me that cash. But give me those thumbs up. Give me those thumbs up if you want me to tell you all the things I know, all the things I know about long distance relationships, right? And I know it all, okay? I know it all. Been there, done that. Half my clients are long distance relationships. Well, not with my clients, but they have long distance relationships. So, give me the love. Give me the thumbs up. We're gonna wait a little bit until we get more people in here, if that's all right. I mean, if it's not, then whatever. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't mean to offend you. Hey, I can impress you, ladies. Look at this. Look at that. Y'all didn't think I had those muscles, huh? Don't mind that Wendy's bag down. Look, Wendy's bag down there. I was eating some Wendy's, man. Got to get my Wendy's. Actually, you know what? Hold on. Let's see if I see that bag a little bit. Got to get that. That sponsorship, you know. Let me get a couple more people in here, and then we'll get going. Hey, I can't even read the comments, but I know some smartass in there is saying you shouldn't eat that food. No shit, I shouldn't eat it. I do it anyway, though. No shit, I shouldn't drink this. Diet Coke. I do it anyway. Hey, look at that. That's small, right? But I mean, I don't work out. I'm a dating coach. I don't work out. Okay, we're gonna jump right into it. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna talk about long distance relationships, if they work, if they don't work, what to do to make them work, obviously, so on and so forth. And the first thing I want to talk about when we're talking about long distance relationships are how you ended up in the long distance relationship, and if you actually have met each other, okay? Now, I know a lot of you are going to fall under one of those things, and here's what I mean. One, if you met each other online, like on Tinder or OkCupid, Match, something like that, the chances of that relationship working out are very, very, well, I'm holding this like I'm about to drive, very, very, very slim. And the reason for that is obviously a lot of guys do not go on Tinder to find the love of their lives. A lot of guys do not, and when I say a lot of guys, I mean like 99% of guys, do not go on OkCupid to find the love of their lives. They do it because they like attention. They like, some of them want the hookup. Some of them just want, there might be low ego men who want the satisfaction of knowing that women show some type of interest in them. Something like that, okay? So if you met a guy online, and I say this all the time when I talk about people online, not even long distance, but if you met the guy online, what makes you think he's so amazing, or that you're so, or he's so amazing? What makes you think you're so awesome, you're so amazing, you're so cool, that he is willing to dump, especially at a long distance? Now, hear me out here. Especially at a long distance where he's not going to see you at all, really. What makes you think he is going to, or you're the one for him, and that he's going to leave all these other women online, he's going to leave them all. He's going to give up the potential, the opportunity of hooking up with them, of hanging out, of them feeding his ego and attention, just to be with you, even though you can't really give him a lot because of the long distance. Okay. Now, secondly, I know a lot of women who, they meet a guy, they don't know a guy, and they try to make the long distance work, and then, whatever, right? They don't meet the guy. They don't have that foundation, which that could still work out. It has worked out for me in the past, but again, it's still less likely. You have to be two, I think, people who are really into each other. You're wanting a relationship, and there's no bullshit involved, right? But if you do that, then I think you have a good chance. I feel like long distance relationships work at their best when there's already a foundation, and there's already feelings and rapport and sexual tension, all those things intact and present before you actually get into the relation or the long distance, right? If you have a long distance relationship, and again, you know each other, you did this, that, all, whatever. Say you start going off to college or a different job, and he has to move here or whatever, then it will work. It's much more likely to work, right? Because you know what you're getting yourself into. You see the benefits of the relationship already. You like that person. It's not like you're unliking them, if that's even a thing. So it's much more likely to work. However, if you meet the person on Tinder or you meet the person online and then you're trying to make it work, don't expect the guy to drop offline and stop talking to other girls and things like that. Why would he do that? There is no benefit in dating you yet, right? With the distance, there is no benefit in dating you. There is nothing between you guys. You are no different than any other woman he met online. There's nothing special about you. You are just another person he's talking to here and there, maybe probably sexting, and things like that. Okay, I mean, that's just the honest truth. A lot of people don't like to hear that, but it is what it is. I mean, I don't know what to tell you guys. So when you guys write me, a lot of my clients, if you're in this situation, watch this video first before you write me, because a lot of times there's nothing you can do, right? There's not a lot you can do, which kind of gets me onto the other thing. Like, how do you make it last? How do you make it work and things like that? First off, I would say the reason it doesn't work is because it's not natural. When men are sexual, physical, and visual by nature, they like the attention of a woman. They like knowing how a woman acts and reacts or responds to his advances. He likes making her laugh. He likes making her smile. He likes touching her. He likes courting her. He likes seeing that he's a provider and a satisfier, okay? And relationships are all about value, benefits, and an emotional arousal. And when you're at a distance, you can get emotional arousal, but it's really hard to get the other two things, okay? But when I'm with you, I can see your smile, I can touch you. And when I say benefits, I don't mean sexual either. Just it's just the physicality of being in a relationship is a very, 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 very important thing. And women think, it's all emotional, and it's all, a lot of women think it is. They think it can last on emotions. The women who say looks don't matter are the ones who never last in a relationship. That's harsh to say, but it's the honest truth. And because they do matter, they do. I mean, that's why a guy scans a woman's body. He's not doing it because he's a pervert. He's doing it because evolution told him to, right? So looks do matter. Can personality override it? Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of contradicting what I say. Yeah, it can, but it's still very, very, very important. It's not like he's gonna look at you one day and then the next day he's gonna be like, oh, you know what? Looks don't matter anymore. No, he still has to look at you day at day. Day in and day out. So I personally want to look up this. I want to wake up to someone who's fine as hell, and it's fun to be around. But of course, when you're at a long distance relationship, you can't have either of that. But anyway, going all the way back to what I was saying, they're not natural. It wasn't only until like the last 100 years that that we can have for it to be a norm. I wouldn't even say that. I'll say you could argue the last 20 years or 10 years that it wasn't a norm to have long distance relationships. Now that we have the internet and that you can meet people across the world, more people are tending to have or even just because you're doing a lot of online dating, you can meet people wherever, whenever, and start a relationship that way. However, like I said, your brains were not made to do that. Back then when you had a relationship, it was with someone within your tribe, right? It was someone who was around you. It was someone who was with you at all the times. It was someone who can show their love, affection, build that rapport, the physicality, someone you can have kids with then there if you want to, hook up your sexual desires, your all that sexual. I mean, it was there's a lot more then and there that you can work on than now, where you're like, oh, I like this person, they like me, let's see what happens, which is fine. But again, you have to have things set up accordingly to make it work. Now, what would make a relationship work out, like long distance relationship? What makes it work? I think the number one thing that kills it is the over texting and talking and trying to have conversations daily, trying to talk all day, every day. People's insecurities, I always feel like insecurities are magnified tenfold when it comes to a long distance relationship. I feel like, if I don't text you back right away, you start to feel insecure. You start to feel, oh, he's not interested anymore. Or because the guy's always sexual, the woman thinks all he wants from me is sex, when that's just how guys are. Like, how else do you want him? Like, see, the problem is a lot of women want to just have talks. And again, it's the miscommunication through texting and distance. Like, women want to text all day, every day. Guys don't want to do that. At the same time, guys want to be sexual, and women are like, why would I be sexual? You're not investing in me at all. And again, it's really hard to communicate that and to thread that in with each other when you have distance. That's really hard to do. So in my personal opinion, I think you can cut all that bullshit out. Now, I'm not a big fan of Skype or anything like that, or FaceTime, so that's just me. But, you can cut all that bullshit out by texting less and having all that texting and sexting and all that lovey-dovey shit over Skype. Now, I wouldn't say Skype all day, every day. I would say Skype a couple times a week, and in between maybe text here and there. But here's the thing, and I say this in all my videos, it becomes a chore. Texting will always become a chore. I don't care who it is. If you try to text all day, every day, it becomes a chore, and it gets related. The guy starts to associate those feelings with you. He starts to get bored. It starts to feel like a hassle. Again, chore. Starts to feel like an obligation. He just hates it, and then he starts to pull away. Again, it comes down to benefits, and it comes down to value, and it comes down to what you have to offer. And if I'm associating those things with, like, again, in the beginning, I might be like, dang, I like texting her, I text her all the time. But over time, it just gets fucking annoying, and it gets boring, and it just doesn't have that umph anymore. Because that's why I always say you have to be physical, right? And again, women think that's sexual, but you always win a guy over in person. There's a lot more loving, and there's a lot more things going on when you're together. Okay, there's a lot more things going on when you're together. There's a lot more arousal, emotional arousal. I was gonna say rascal. There's a lot more rapport built, depth, time seems to, I don't want to say stand still, that sounds corny as hell, but I mean, there's a better association of time, and you can get more done when you're in person. It can move faster, it can escalate easier. It's like if you're trying to, I'm not going to use that analogy, never mind. But you get what I'm saying though, but when you're at a distance, you can't do those things. You're all over the place. I feel like insecurities come out the ass. I feel like, the masculine energy, I think it gets a little too sexual too fast for women. I feel like women want the guy to invest. But again, it's hard to invest in something like that when it's the distance. It's hard to invest in something like that when you don't, it's not even his fault or your fault. It's just how we are by nature. Like, we want instant gratification. We want results now. If we put something in, we want to get an instant output. And you can't get that with distance. So I highly, highly recommend, if you want distance to work, you should see the person beforehand, right? It'd be better if you did. It'd be better if you saw the person beforehand, or you had the relationship prior to the distance. If you do that, I think it's okay. And then on top of that, hopefully you both have a healthy, happy, loving self-esteem, confidence, and ego. If you have that, they'll work. Okay, they mostly work if you have that. And then from there, just know I'm not going anywhere. You're not going anywhere. Hang out, have fun. Online, of course. When I say not, I'm over the place. Sorry. online with not online with other guys, of course, but you know, like Skype or something like that. Don't worry about the texting. Don't worry about bouncing around. Don't worry about he's not texting me back right away. Why not? Or you know, any of that shit. If you just hang out, Skype twice a week, text minimally between, fill each other's needs. Like he should be there emotionally, you know, want to talk and stuff like that. And of course, you know, if you want to be sexual with him, I mean, it's not like you have to. That's your body, your choice, things like that. But you know, I mean, it is what it is. And I think if you do those things over time while not getting boring, because again, texting gets extremely, extremely boring, then you'll work out. And I always tell women, what you want to do is work your way up until the day you see him. Okay, so let's say right now, what's today? February. Let's say you guys see him at the end of March. What I would do is everything in my fucking possible, or everything in my power to limit red flags, remain relevant, not be boring, and then win him over in person in March. Simple as that, okay? So I'm about to go work out, try to make some gains, get my my sponsorship here. I'll let all you beautiful ladies go. Sorry, I'm rushing through this. I'm all over the place. Hopefully you got something out of it. I just kind of wanted to throw something out there to interact with you guys. I wish I could interact more, but I can't read the comments. Like I said, I'll probably have to do these at home. So I love you ladies. Take care. I'm about to go make those gains, and peace.